Hello, fantastic class at Charleston Southern. Dr. Stan Reilly here. I wanted to just take a couple of minutes to say what a joy and privilege it's been for me to work with you this term, and how the immense amount of progress that you're all making on the course materials and everything that we are discussing in our discussion forums. But I thought it might be a good opportunity for me to go over a few specific items with you with regard to the final, I would call it the capstone demonstration of what you're going to be doing, submitting in the final week. Let me start with basic formatting. All right, because I've tried to nudge you along and along with regard to what I'm looking for and the basic formatting that this particular demonstration needs, but make sure that you look at it through the eyes of somebody who is going to be reading this, not just you who are writing it for an academic assignment. Let's pretend, for lack of a better word, that this is an actual a document manual that might be in your HR office or in the executive's office, and they are wanting to show a new employee or some other entity from the outside, perhaps, what your company's all about. So they're going to present to them this document, and it's going to outline various aspects, or should be outlining various aspects of what your company is and what it does. All right. So formatting wise, always begin with the title page. Now, the title page, if you want to be a little bit creative with it, that's fine. You can use a color, you could use the company logo, something on it that would be of interest, all right? Of course, nothing ever goes over the top in the professional world, but you can be a little bit creative with that. I like the idea of the company logo best of all. The second thing that you need to do is the second page needs to be the executive summary. Now, the executive summary is brief. It doesn't need to be any more than several paragraphs, maybe like 2 or 3 paragraphs, but it needs to encapsulate the entire manual itself or document. So that's why you would write it last, because you would want to include within that executive summary only the highlight points, perspectives that is in your demonstration. Okay, so you've got your title page, then you have your executive summary. The next page would be your table of contents. Now, your table of contents would have everything outlined on it, where somebody going through that document can easily find any particular section that they want to find. All right, so this means that you would also have to include your section headers, like what is it, micro and macroeconomics, and the operations management, and the marketing, and the SWOT, and the various topics that you've been covering, but you would have them as subheaders, maybe in bold, maybe so that standing out somehow, so that, or Roman numerals with the subheader, microeconomics, and then you would write your part. Then 2, macroeconomics, and then you would write the narrative. And then make sure that those sections align with the page numbers that are part of your table of contents. All right, all that. Remember, make it easy for the reader. All right, which is going to be me in this case. But if this were a real document that you would be creating for your company, and maybe it will be, then it needs to be structured so that it's easy for your reader. The other thing that you need to make sure of as you go through the sections is anything that you can show using data charts, visuals, numbers, diagrams, pie charts. Use Excel. Use something that helps to amplify what you are writing about. Now, this is not to say that the diagrams are going to substitute for the narrative, but these are the diagrams and the data charts would be in addition to the narrative to help make the understanding of what the person is looking at easier for them. Remember that business people tend to be visual learners, so keep it or design it so that it is for them. You want them to be able to look at it quickly, get the information they need, not write long narratives where nobody's going to read. They're going to hit the high points of it anyway, and they might miss something. So this is why you need to make sure that you include data charts. Now go back and look at some of the sections that you've already written and include data charts where appropriate. It's your choice as to which ones you do, but the absence of data charts will be something where I will have to count off points because I'm asking you to do it. All right. So include data charts. SWOT analysis is a good place for a data chart as well. Multiple ones are always make it more robust too. But anyway, make sure that all of your sections are clearly described and shown. All right, I'll just leave it at that. I've mentioned to you some of your reference lists are not as robust as they need to be. You need multiple sources at the end of this demonstration, not just your textbook. Okay, use outside data sources, but if you show them in your reference list, they have to be used inside your document. All right, and cited APA accurately. So I'm giving you this opportunity to go back and fix and edit everything that you've submitted so far to date, so that the final demonstration that I receive from you in the final week is your very best work. So edit, upgrade, update, enhance, enrich, make it more robust. All the things that I've been asking you, nudging you along to do, and hopefully now you'll do it. I will look at your final demonstration with a significantly more critical eye than I have been to date. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm making this video for you today, so that you'll know that this final demonstration is very important, because it is your capstone demonstration. Again, a title page with perhaps a logo. Make sure that your next page is the executive summary. Make sure the next page is your table of contents, and the numbers in the table of contents need to align accurately with the page numbers and the section headers that you have within the rest of the document. And then you close it out with a with a reference list, and make the reference list robust. If you have any raw data or anything left over that's not formatted or formalized for I guess that deserve to be inside the paper, those tend to be used as appendices at the very end after the reference list. And so if you have any of that raw data left over, include that as part of the appendices at the end. All right, and then that's it. Again, make sure that you've got the page numbers and everything like I was saying, and make it easy for your reader, and make it very professional. Make sure your font is consistent throughout, the style and the size and everything. That you don't want to make it look like that it was piecemeal together. All right, make it one cohesive document, and that is what we need to do for you to demonstrate all that you've learned at Charleston Southern in this very last strategic management class that we're working on together. So make this your very best work, because again, I've nudged you along the way up to this point, but now this final demonstration, I'm going to give it a really critical look, and I mean critical in a constructive sense, so that it will give you the feedback that you need. But I want all of your submissions, I would like to see all of your submissions to be your very best work. And that's all I can ask. The example that I keep referring to in doc sharing have a few formatting flaws, but I wanted you to look at it nevertheless because it has a lot of good things going for it as well. So whenever I receive your finished documents, perhaps I can ask for your consent to use your example, your demonstration as an example for classes who will follow you. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for your time. I didn't want to take up much of it, but I thought the best way to convey this would be through this video. All right, take care. All right, bye-bye now.